I am Amanda Melby, and I
I'm
am
Terence
here
Hines. Yes.
indeed, and I'm going to stop sharing that little clip there that was just there, that little photo, and now it's just you and me. So here we are. How's it going, Terence?
It's going good. Well, life is interesting.
Right?
I'm very happy that Raising Buchanan is now available on iTunes, and you can order the DVD and Blu-ray video on Amazon.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, me too. It's been a long time coming, that's for sure, huh?
Yeah, and honestly, good news is what we need in this time. Good news, and this is
Right?
good for us because this is like a feel-good movie. So enjoy.
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of people could use a laugh right now. Could use something a little escapist, and this certainly provides it.
Well, honestly, there was a lot of hard work that went into just making this happen. It was not a studio-backed movie. It was an independent movie, but enough people believed in it to give what they could to make it happen. And the result is, I think, pretty incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I'm proud of it. What was your, you were here for a good long time, meaning like what, a week?
Well, no, I was actually there for longer than a week. It was a few weeks.
Were you?
Uh, you were there. It may seem like that because you were in the pre-production and the pre-production of phase of the picture, but yeah, I was there for the whole, pretty much a good part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually probably like 2 weeks, yeah.
Hmm.
Which was 2 out of the 3 weeks that we shot it. So,
Right.
what was your favorite day of filming?
Okay. I'm pausing because I really want to answer this correctly. Honestly, my favorite day, honestly, was when you and Rene Auberjonois were doing the scene where you were in the bed just talking to each other and just being honest
Mm.
about life and the way things are, the way things are and the way they could be. And that's one thing I love about art is that when you can give the truth about something,
Hmm.
even though I was not in that scene, I loved what you and Renee did in that scene.
Oh,
And that just added so much to the actual production of the movie.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's one of my favorite ones to watch back for sure. You
yeah.
know, yeah. What's your favorite one to watch back now that you've seen the movie multiple times? Although, I don't. Oh yeah, you have seen the shorter version of it because we had a little bit longer version and then we shortened it up a little bit. But what's your favorite scene to watch back now that you've seen it?
Well, not that I'm just all about me,
You could
but
be.
it was the scene with you and I when we were in the cafe and you were basically trying to explain away why you had stolen a dead body. I mean, what is up with that?
Yeah.
My reaction to that, it was just so honest, and the whole thing was just so ridiculous, but
Right.
it just showed so much of who your character was and who I was in response to that. But I really cared for you. That was the main thing that I had to go through in that entire scene that it really, I think, came through in the final production.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a really good scene. And I think the contrast between the two of our characters, where me like, I'm doing something really good, I'm I stole something, but it's all right. I'm doing the right thing now. And you're like, no.
Yeah, WTF? Come on, a dead body?
Right,
And
right.
by the way, your acting in that was just spectacular. You really deserved the award that you won for that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I look forward to people watching this movie on iTunes or ordering the DVD and just discovering this undiscovered gem, because it really is. It's a feel-good movie that you can order and go, wait a minute, why didn't I hear about this?
Hmm.
This is actually really good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you because you're in it. You're in LA and working there all the time, and so appreciate that. So you're
Oh,
also producing a lot yourself. You and your lovely wife, Sonia, have a production company, right?
yes, yes. In fact, we've recently got distribution offers for several of our films that we've shot in the last year because online is the thing now. And they're discovering these things that are just, have not been discovered before. We have a passion of just, doing projects that will, and my wife, she's a director, Sonia Machado Hines.
Mhm.
She loves to produce projects that empower women. I
Mhm.
have no problem with that whatsoever because I think women deserve power. And so people are finding that, they're discovering our projects and going, whoa, this is really good.
Mhm.
So we're getting distribution.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
it's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. And oh, by the way, you're a woman. And you were the producer on this. And you were actually the impetus to going to Bruce Dellis, the director, to saying, let's do this,
Mhm.
giving him, enough power to doing what he does as an artist to give what he did.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing you say. I've been talking a lot about this with a couple different people, and you know, a lot of times they're like, well, a man directed it, um, and so it's interesting. So they dismiss it as not a female-led, production because our writer director is a man.
Right.
But we really did do this in conjunction with each other, and so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword when people are like, oh, well, it's not really a female-led, production. And it's like, well, we did this together. So he definitely wrote it, directed it, but, I'm the producer. So we did.
Bruce is a very talented guy, right? He
Sure.
does his thing, and he's like a very interesting, quirky, writer, creator, director.
Mhm.
But honestly, Amanda, the whole thing started with your direction. You're saying, Bruce, do you. If you had said, Bruce, don't do you, or I'm going to go in another direction in terms of director, that would have been your choice. So the fact that Bruce did himself was a result of a woman, you, doing what you creatively felt was the right thing, was to say, Bruce, do you. So yeah, I dispute that.
Well, yeah, you want to work with the best people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
no matter what their gender is, you want to work with the best people. And for me, working with Bruce was what was important because I knew that, he had the script, he has the talent as the writer, but also as the director. So, we certainly made a good team. But I appreciate the thought, and I appreciate that you as a man and a man in this industry are looking out for the women also to be inclusive.
Thank you. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah, because I think you need that. You need somebody looking out for you every once in a while. I don't know that Sonia does. She can hold her own against anybody, but
That's putting it mildly.
yeah. So you're kind of a big. You guys travel a lot. On a regular basis. This is now putting a stop to your schedule, I suppose, huh? This coronavirus thing.
Oh yeah, big time. We love to travel,
Yeah.
but in the meantime, we also love to. We have a web series that we have ongoing that we shoot in Paris every year. Our first movie that we did in our production company was shot in Lebanon, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes, believe it or not, in Lebanon. Yes, I was like, I had the same reaction that you just did when my wife suggested it, and she was like, "Come on, let's just do it." She has connections with people that have money, and so they actually wanted to help tell the story that she thought of, which was about a cookie. It was nothing political or anything that is controversial at all. It was just about a tradition having to do with a cookie called karbouche. And so we flew to Lebanon and we flew to Beirut, and we shot in Beirut and Tripoli, and the first thing I saw when we arrived there was a car. It's actually a station wagon that had a bumper sticker on the back of it that says, "Follow me if you want to die." And I was like, okay, let's not follow them.
Let's not.
Uh, but honestly, we found that the people that we dealt with there, um, they were actually kind of nice. You know, the stuff that we read about, you know, the Muslims over there, and you know, the potential terrorist connections or whatever, and how dangerous it all is. We found it a bit exaggerated when we went there. Like, and I'm sure what they read in their papers and on their lines may be exaggerated of how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
They were just regular people, and
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to survive. And you know, when they met me face to face, they were a little bit apprehensive, but when they talked to me, they were like, okay, let's be friends. So we had fun. We did the movie, and it was we did that, and then we did another one in New Jersey. We've done 7 or 8 different projects since then, and we've won several film festivals. And like I said, we just got redistribution on certain projects that we've done, and we have one that recently has been winning a number of film festivals that before the coronavirus thing going on, and it's going to do further when we get over this. But we're very excited. Yes, we've traveled a lot. We love traveling. We love to just give the other viewpoint of what we're normally used to.
I think, yeah, perspective's important, you know?
Yeah.
I was just trying to, that's fine. My daughter just came in here. I was trying to make sure that we could monitor the comments as we're chatting here. So Brian's on, Brian Lapham, our customer, and he says hi.
Nice. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
I know, exciting. So yeah, so he's going to be on. He and Nola are going to be on with me tomorrow.
Nice.
On a live. So we're going to talk costumes and wardrobe and all that kind of good stuff. So, anywho, so tell me one thing. How long have you been at this business?
Ooh.
Didn't mean to stump you.
Well, no, you didn't stop me. It's just I'm trying to figure out. I'm counting. It's been a long time professionally.
Yeah.
I would say about 20 years.
Yeah.
I actually started in Florida. Realized that Florida is great, but if I really wanted to make an impact in the business, I would either need to go to New York, Chicago, or LA. So I came to LA, and things took off. I've done a ton of iconic commercials in LA. Like, you know, I did this commercial 15 years ago that ended up blowing up on YouTube, and it ended up having like, I counted at one point, it had like 90 websites dedicated to that commercial.
Wow.
So I kind of blew up in the commercial world, and I still kind of do very well in the commercially, but you know, I do movies, and they're just gems to me because I, you know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to do movies, and so when I get a chance to do a movie, it's just so cool every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I don't know that it's currently still running, but you had one really recently that was super fun. That Geico spot, that commercial where you're, you know, and it was funny is I didn't know that you had that running, and I actually just saw it on TV, and I was like, that's Terence. Yeah. And I recognized your voice before I recognized your face, right? Because you hear yourself yelling after what's the football player's name?
Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
he and I grew up in Detroit, so there was that. But
yeah, it's a fun spot, and you got, you know, I mean, you definitely have a good look for commercials, that's for sure.
I loved it. You know, people look at that and they laugh or whatever. They have no idea, and you know what I'm talking about. They have no idea what goes into making a project like that. Right. You see a 30-second spot, and you see me being dragged across a field by this football player and saying, I got your flag, man. Little do they know, that took like 19 takes. Oof. And at the end of it, Geico offered me to go to the hospital because, you know, I had, you know, my finger was sprained, I had blood all over and everything, but, you know, we had fun. And it ended up being a really good end product. So the people enjoyed it and they laughed at it. And that's really what it's all about. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. commercials, as an actor, they can take care of some of the bills every once in a while when you get a good one. So
Mm-hmm.
what would you say to yourself, an earlier version of yourself, right? Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently, or what would you like to have known way back when you were first starting out? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I would say as an artist, the idea is that you want to create your interpretation of, in terms of actors, and you want to create your interpretation of what this should be or could be. And being able to create by yourself, or on your own, or in collaboration with someone, is so important and so key. It's what you have to do to be able to do a good job, to do something that people appreciate and love to watch. It's so easy to get involved in the business of Hollywood and what's considered okay in Hollywood, that it can sometimes get in the way of you just creating and just being yourself and just doing you. Whenever I've done me, the magic has happened. Whenever I've depended on someone else to say, you need to do this, or you need to be that, or you need to whatever, it's kind of been like, you're like part of everyone else. Do you. I've learned to do me. When I do me, things rock. Things rock. And you know what? I think that's true for you too. I think that's true for every person that could ever be involved in the business.
Yep.
Just do you. Don't listen to all the other stuff. Do you. That's where the magic happens.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think we're each individual and unique as we are. So we all bring something to the table that is unique to us.
Yeah, which is again reminds me of you. It is so hard to hold a couple of hats on a film project, and you definitely did that. Like, what I mean by that is, you were not only the lead actress of the entire movie, but you were also one of the executive producers and one of the producers, and you were holding so many different projects just to make this thing happen. But at the same time, you were doing you as an artist and creating this role oh my God, I can't remember. What's the name of your character in the movie?
Ruth.
Ruth, yes.
Yeah,
At
Ruth.
the same time, you were being Ruth. So ridiculous. And you pulled it off. So hats off to you.
Thank you. Yeah, but that's all about having a good team around you. We had Shelley and Joe and Wes and, Tyler and a great bunch of people on set to help me out with that. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Brian says this was back about the commercials. That commercial ran right before the screening of Buchanan at Harkins. Oh, how funny is that?
It's hilarious.
So we played for 2 weeks at the Harkins Scottsdale Shea, the theater here in the fall.
That's
and
right.
Brian's saying your commercial ran in the theater before the movie. That's hilarious. How serendipitous.
That's the way life goes sometimes, right?
Yeah. Goodness. So we got Sarah watching us, and Andrea and Brian are watching us. Thanks to you guys. Not sure who else is there. Sometimes it doesn't scroll up right away. But what's one thing that you've done a ton of comedies, for sure, because you're really good at that. So that's talking about doing you, right? You're good at that. So people hire you a lot for doing comedies.
Yeah.
What's one role or one genre or one type of film that you haven't done yet, or that you would really, really love to do?
Well, honestly, I'm a really nice person, right? Like when you talk to me, when you speak to me, I'm a nice guy, and that's one thing that came through in Raising Buchanan. I think that it would be interesting to play that nice guy who secretly is someone that is, has this evil streak that does things that you would never expect someone like me to do. Because I'm very disarming And that's because I really am a nice guy in real life. That,
Mm-hmm.
that's who I am. But imagine if someone were to be so disarming because they're so nice, but underneath the surface, they have this secret life going on where they're doing these things that you would never, ever expect to happen. That would be interesting.
I think so. I think that would be a good part for you.
Yeah.
So we're putting that out there to the world. And good old Bruce is on right now. He's
I was
watching.
going to say, Bruce Dallas, pay attention here. That could be
Yeah.
something that you could write.
There you go. All right, so we got a couple other people that joined us. Jennifer's on, Fallsgraph.
Hey, Jennifer, I love you as an actress.
Oh, I know, right? John Brady is saying hello from Prescott Valley.
Hey, John.
Shelly's on.
Shelly, what's up?
I know, how about that? So they're commenting anyway. I can't see who else is on because, I'm not under 35, so I don't know how to do all this newfangled stuff,
By the way, speaking of Bruce Dallas, if anyone that doesn't know, Bruce Dallas is the director of this project. He's a very talented guy. He does him. Speaking of artists doing themselves, he does him, and I really appreciate that. We need more of Bruce Dallas because he's great. He's been compared, I would say, mostly to the Coen brothers because, what he writes is kind of quirky, not what you would expect. It's a different kind of comedy. But yeah, hey, Bruce, you're good.
All right, Jennifer said, "Mwahaha," and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what she meant with that. And then Shelly says, "Nice to see you."
Aw.
Or she said, sorry, there's an exclamation point at the end of that. Nice to see you.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you too. Although I don't see you, but I hear you.
I know. It's so funny. Yeah. So, okay. So a twisted guy who's got a secret past, who's disarming of people. So that's the next part that for you. Do you have anything else coming up that's right after, quarantine? Were you guys working on anything before production shut down?
Well, there is a project, an Egyptian project that we actually produced and shot and has won several awards so far before the coronavirus. Hajipsuit. It's about.
Oh yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce that, so thank you. Say that again.
Yeah, Hajipsuit.
Okay.
It's based on a true story of an Egyptian, the second Egyptian pharaoh in history. She was. She basically put herself out as a man. She had to present herself as a man based on the times because women were not respected. But she lived and loved as a woman. So it's essentially a love story. I play the major villain of the movie.
Oh.
I play one of the ones that, think that women are not deserving of respect and should never be a leader and should only be looked at as a thing. And so I love that. It was very interesting, especially the fact that it was based on a true story. I get what I deserve to get in that movie.
Okay, good.
At the same, at the same time.
Not you, the bad guy.
Yes, of course. The woman deserved to, the woman in the movie, which is Hajipsuit, deserves to get, the power and respect that she got. So we did the short. It's won a couple of several film festivals and awards, etc. Yep. And so after this is done, we're looking at doing the feature on that.
Oh, good.
I love playing the villain.
Uh-huh.
I love playing a bad guy and complicated characters like that because it's so outside of the box of what I normally play. I just get a chance to play. But I look at it from an actor, from a creator, that I'm promoting something good. I'm promoting that, even though I play the bad guy in the project, the overall story is that women actually do deserve power.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's one thing we're looking forward to. And we have a couple of other projects in the works. We're doing a documentary about a group in Chicago called Hip Play. It's a group of African-American dancers that start at the age of 3 and train to the point where they can do ballet on toes in a hip hop fashion. So you'll see these dancers coming out doing hip hop dancing. Oh, and by the way, they're doing it on their toes because they've been trained to do that way. And that's gotten incredible, reviews so far. We're in post-production. The last video, the first video they did has so far received 5 billion views. So it's a project that is very interesting to the public.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're doing that. I'm not in it, but I'm proud to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, then, you need to be behind the scenes sometimes too, to help move projects along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, it really has.
And it's so nice to see you. I see your face all the time, because I'm always looking at your picture in the movie and all of that, but it's not talking back to me ever. So, fortunately, right?
Here I am live with my beautiful beard, by the way.
You got a lot of gray coming in there, huh?
Yeah, what can I say? Life happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I can say, go ahead.
I can say that I'm very happy to see that. What is that behind you? That little image statue that seems to be.
Oh wait, it's on this side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Oh, you're so sweet. We submitted our trailer for the world premiere to the Rocky Mountain Emmys. So,
nice.
and we won for writing. So that one actually says Raising Buchanan, Bruce Dulles, Cheeseboard Productions. So it's got Bruce on it, and it's got my production company name on it. And Bruce has one at his place also, well deserved. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Yeah. So thank you for joining me here on Facebook Live. And for those of you that haven't seen the movie yet, it's out right now on iTunes, Amazon, what else? Google Play, Vimeo On Demand, Vudu, tons of different places. And Terence plays Philip Crosby, who is my character Ruth's parole officer. So lots of fun in that movie, and I hope everybody checks it out there. And then Terence and I are going to head on over to Instagram right now and do a little chit chat on Instagram Live. So how about that?
Woohoo!
I know, conquering the technology today. That's the mission. So,
yes.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks John and Shelly and Jennifer and Andrea and Bruce, good old Bruce, and Sarah and Brian for watching us. And those of you that didn't tune in live, hopefully you're watching it later. So, all right. So thanks everybody. And Terence Bernie Hines, everybody. Terence Bernie Hines.